Happy Wednesday, everyone. I have a present for you today. Isn't that so nice? Yay. All right. So it's so amazing. It is the trading tracking spreadsheet. That is what it is. That is what you're getting as a free gift today. You are welcome. Okay. A lot of people also call this a trading journal. Okay. So if you are an options trader, even if you're a day trader, you need to track your trades. Okay. You aren't any kind of trader if you don't. Okay. In my mind, I mean, what are you doing? So I need you to track your trades. You need to track your trades. And here's why. One of the main reasons why is because a lot of new traders come in to their account and they see their account go up and down as far as the profit and loss, and they think that's an indication on if they made money or not. And it's not. It's not. What you make in premium and cap gains and dividends is considered income by the IRS. Okay, so we're not going to go with what the gurus say on whether you made money or you didn't make money trading based on your profit and loss. That is not the way the IRS sees it. We are doing this the way the IRS sees it because at the end of the year, you're going to get a tax bill. And your tax bill is going to be directly related to your realized profit and loss. Realized. Okay, so when you look at your account balance going up and down all the time in your account, that's an unrealized profit and loss. That's not realized. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to track our realized profit and loss, and we have to track our premiums and capital gains because we're going to have to pay taxes, aren't we? Darn taxes. And what I do, and take this just as a tip, is I calculate what I make in premium, cap gains, and dividends, and I take 30% of it aside a month and I put it in a savings account where then I pay my estimated taxes on a quarterly basis. That is the system my accountant and I have worked out together. There are people who take that money and they put it aside every week. Awesome. That's great. The point is that you need to have some sort of plan to do this, or you're going to get stuck with a really massive tax bill and it's going to be a surprise. And that is not a nice surprise. And if you're running your life that way, that sounds really stressful to me. Don't do that to yourself, okay? Some people do this quarterly. You just need to figure out what works for you, but please track your trades for that reason, okay? Just because you need to pay your taxes and you need to know about how much you owe. The other reason why is even a larger reason, or something you're going to become more excited about, is because you can start to understand what strategies are getting you the most amount of returns and which ones aren't. And when you know that, you can sort of say, hey, I think I might need a mentor to help me learn spreads a little bit better because I'm not doing as well on that as I'm doing sort of on diagonal spreads. Okay. Or you might just decide, spreads, vertical spreads, they're just not working for me. I'm going to go all in on diagonals and covered calls. That's the point of this. That is the point. Okay. The other thing is too, is if you were to come to me and you said to me, hey, Erica, I think I would like some mentorship help. And I'm going to say to you, okay, well, what do your trades look like? And like, how much amount of money are you making in a month? And what's your account size? And if you can't tell me that, I'm not going to know if I can help you. If you tell me it's 1.5 or 2% per month, I'm going to go, oh, I know I can help you. But like, what kind of trades are you doing? And if you can't really show me, I'm just going to have to do more digging. So it would help. It would help anyone who's in a program to know this information, to be able to bring it back to a teacher or someone to help them, because the more you know, the more you can help. Okay. So let's get into the nitty gritty on how this thing works. It's got some kinks in it, I'm not gonna lie, but it's overall pretty darn good. So we start out here with the covered call. So I list a covered call here, this ticker, the expiration date, the amount of shares that I purchased, their purchase price. That gives me a total amount that I've spent on those shares. And then the total cost, then we look at how much we sold the calls for, which would be 196, and the contract price, So then we get the total contract, and then we can make a note to ourselves that we're going to roll up and out on strike price, don't know why I can't alter this, you guys. Oh my gosh, I can't alter this because I'm not logged in as me. That sucks. So unfortunately, that's what we're dealing with on this video. Okay, the next, so we can track all our covered calls there. Now, if you're a new trader and you've got a new account, this worksheet might work for you until you fill it, and then you might have to copy it and make a new one. But for me, I mean, this wouldn't even be sufficient for 1 week of my trading because I do so many trades. So I would either have to add cells in, or here's what I do. I add cells in and then duplicate this on a weekly basis. And I make a spreadsheet for every week. Then I go at the end of the month and I total up the 4 or 5 spreadsheets that I'm going to have. And I make a total of my amount earned per month from those four to five spreadsheets. And that works really well for me. So these can be weekly. These could even be daily. Like actually dailies would sort of like kind of work for me on some of these. Okay. But I don't know. It's a lot of work doing this and figuring out how to do it. But once you get in the rhythm and a flow, it works pretty darn well. Okay. Cash secured puts, same thing. Okay. So again, we're just entering these cells. And then I like to make notes to myself because I have so many contracts open that on this one, I just put roll out to avoid assignment if possible. Okay. I could also have just written there, try to get assigned. Okay. Hope to get called away, that kind of thing. If you have many trades, it'll help you to remember what you intended to do. Diagonal spreads, I haven't filled anything out in here. And you can kind of add cells as needed. But with the way that I used to do this, would I always put my leap in here. I put the ticker, the end date, the cost of the contract, how many that I had, which would only be one that I would track as a single diagonal spread. Even if I had 3 of the same contracts, I would have different calls sold against them. So I need to make sure to make those separate line items. And then what I would do is I would sell calls against it and list all of these below it, sort of like on an indented thing, because I might sell sometimes on these 3-year leaps that I have, I might sell like 20, 15, 50, 60 calls against that. So it gets kind of bonkers. Okay. But I could just like keep that call here and then duplicate this page and make it like a monthly thing so that I'm just seeing my month's trades on that diagonal there. So you get to be creative on how you manage it. This thing is really cool, the delta math. So what you do here is you put in, this is a leaps calculator, is essentially the way that it works. And it's calculating things on delta. So it's a guesstimate. It's not exact because of course implied volatility and gamma and stuff like that are going to influence your leaps contract. So this is a guesstimate. This is as good as it gets. Okay. But what you do is you enter in your contract amount. So I did this here on Amazon and I put in that this the 12/18/2026 contract. I bought it here and then this is when it expires. So I bought it 5/13/2025. It expires 12/18/2026. The date to be sold is TBD. We don't know yet. I have one contract. The cost of the contract was this. And then what I do is I use this calculator to say, okay, the delta is 64 and I keep the delta in my notes always. I want to know what that delta was when I bought it. And then I make a note to myself. I want to sell this on a $7 move. And that's because I see Amazon making $15 moves like twice a week. So I want to like be able to take advantage of these leap contracts twice a week. So if I sell on $7 a month, $7 moves, I can usually get in and get out twice a week, which is super fun and profitable, obviously. So what I'll do is I'll go like, okay, here's the contract price that I paid. It's a 64 delta. The increase amount that I want to sell it on is $7. Okay. And then it'll show me how much the contract that I should enter in here to get my profit. So what I do is then I go into my brokerage and I set up a good till cancel sell order on that leaps that trades in after hours as well. And I put in $4,713 is what I want to sell this guy for. And a lot of times it'll just sell overnight. It's amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. And then I keep notes on it, what I did, because it's easy to forget. It's so easy to forget what you did with leaps, especially when you're setting up these good till cancel sell orders, which I highly recommend. There's another thing that I highly, highly recommend with leaps. And that is that when you buy a leap, you have an intention for it. You should know if that, what you're going to do with that leap. Is it a volatility leap that you're going to sell it on a $5, $3, $5, $7 move, a $1 move, etc. Okay. You're in, you're out. Is it something that you're keeping for a long time? And so you want to see a 30% increase. That's something I did here. I bought 2 Amazon leaps at the same time. I didn't actually do this, but hypothetically, let's just say I did. I bought the second one for $42.65. I went to my calculator, said, hey, I want to sell this on a 30% move. What's 30% more than 4265? And the answer is it's 554450. Okay. So then I would just keep my notes here that this was a Delta 64 and I plugged in to sell it on a good till cancel sell order on a 30% move. Here's the good till cancel sell order. I have to actually do this still in my brokerage, obviously, but I like to keep notes. And again, I'm only buying leaps with an intention when I buy them. I don't change my mind on these unless the stock really starts nosediving and I need to manage it from that direction. But as far as deciding when to sell, I don't sit there and go like, oh, I want to sell this maybe on a $3 move, but I'm going to change my mind because now it rocketed off and it's like an $8 move now. So now I'm going for 12. No, because it'll go back down and you'll get screwed. Just FYI, it'll happen. That's greed talking to you right there. Okay. And then volatility trades, you can definitely track your volatility trades here. I don't do a lot of swing trading volatility trades, but it's just as easy as above. Okay. And okay, so then we go over here, which you can see spreads are this way. So to track your spreads, you just are plugging in your buy, sell, your stock, your call date, how many, contracts you've got, et cetera, et cetera. And so there are a lot of these, and you could probably, again, duplicate cells here, but this is it, guys. Like these are all the trades that are in my system. So this covers off on everything that I could possibly do. In full disclosure, I don't actually use this tracking spreadsheet because I do a lot of laddering in and out of spreads. And I could use it. It's just, I use this way that's way messier. It sounds ridiculous, but I like to do things that only I can understand. But this is a great way to start. And if you start with something like this, you'll start to figure out, how do I need to build this out to make it more my style? Again, the point here is to track your trades so that you can be reflective over time and start to understand what trades are working with you and for you and which trades aren't. You may even, I love this idea, is underneath the covered calls, starting like another line in here that's for rolling out. So then you roll it, and you can just watch your cost basis go down and down and down. I just did a video on one of my traders. It's coming out on Friday at like 3:00 p.m. One of my traders, Mark, Mark is spelled with a C at the end. His last name starts with a K. I have many Marks in my program. I think there's like 5 of them. So this specific Mark has been trading a year and he was absolutely blown away over a year, but just looking at how much his covered call and rollout income was because he had no idea previously. He wasn't doing a whole lot of covered calls previously, which is a big focus of the upcoming video, but it's huge. It's huge. The rollouts were huge too for him. And he was just so surprised to see the amount that compounded to in a year. And it's very exciting when you track your trades. So it's a lot of work. It's very exciting. You need to do it. You need to do it. So again, this is my gift to you. There's a link below. It's the first comment. All you have to do is go to that link, click on it. Enter your email address, and then it will get emailed to you. So it'll take about 10 minutes to get out to you, but enjoy it. And we'll see you here back again on Friday.